What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000, aka the next Hokage. Welcome back to Naruto Online. So, a few videos ago, I said I would be making a rant video talking about my issues with the way that Naruto Online is being managed currently. And instead of doing one big massive video, I decided to do it in sections because it'd just be a lot easier to digest and easier to get my point across, and it wouldn't be as ranty. So that's what we're gonna do today. So before we even get started, I'm not quitting the game. I don't hate the game. I look at the updates in China and I'm like super hype. I can't wait for those features to trickle down to the US clients. So not to worry, I'm not going anywhere. However, that doesn't mean I have to like the way the game is being managed, and I don't. I think the game is being managed horribly. Matter of fact, I don't think I know the game is being managed horribly because I see people, I see the way that they treat the game now, I see the level of an engagement and enchantment with the game going down every single day. And I'm gonna start with the first section of this rant series with ranked PvP. Now, the reason why I'm starting with ranked PvP, the reason why I'm even talking about this is because this opens up a broader picture of why this game is being managed terribly, in my opinion. So, ranked PvP, for whatever reason, has been left to the wayside. It's been handicapped. It's been neutered. It has just been forgotten by the management of this company, and I don't understand why. I'm going to try to figure it out in this video, and of course, leave comments in the comment section below to give me your thoughts as well. But early on, ranked PvP was a legit mode. Like, people cared. People bought ninjas specifically for ranked PvP. People really cared about the strategy, and people looked to other people to understand, oh, how should I set up my team, my formation? People cared when they actually beat people of certain ranks. So when they broke through top 100 and 50 and 20 and all that stuff, people cared back then. Nowadays, at least on server 2, and I can only speak for server 2 in my group who, you know, I'm the most intimate with. So, ranked PvP for the most part is a forgotten section of the game. Most people just challenge, retreat, to just knock out their dailies, get their points, and call it a day. Most people don't really care about ranked PvP anymore, and that's 100% the fault of the management of this game. And I don't know why they're doing it this way. I don't know if it's incompetence. I don't know if the person that's in charge of these things just doesn't understand the game. I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to try my best to figure it out and break it down and kind of present it the way I feel the problem is. So ranked PvP at its core is based on the shop, right? People do ranked PvP for the things that are in the shop. You get tokens, you succeed, you get things out of the shop. And from a business standpoint, not even as a customer, as a business, the ranked PvP is where the whales and the people that are most inclined to pay to win are in ranked PvP, right? So from a business standpoint, completely forgetting about ranked PvP, handicapping it, neutering, whatever you want to say about ranked PvP, completely forgetting about PvP is bad from a business standpoint and as a customer. So I just explained from a business standpoint because that's where whales swim the most when it comes to ranked PvP. That's where they are. Also from a customer standpoint, because at its core, Naruto Online is a very repetitive game. We log in, we do the same things over and over and over. When there is a section of your game that no longer matters, ranked PvP might as well not even exist in this game for a large portion of the community of this game. So, being that the game is repetitive by its nature, and you remove a section from your game that people are no longer engaged with, people no longer care about, you make it harder for the rest of the game to stand on its own because you literally took a feature out of your game. Management did. I know that feature's still in the game, but you see what I'm saying. The management of this game literally removed a feature from their game, which makes the rest of their game more boring, more repetitive by definition, because there's less exciting things to do. There's less engaging things to do. There's less things to do that you actually care about because for whatever reason, the management decided to remove ranked PvP from the game. And like I said, this is all based on the shop. You want to move up in ranks so you can get more tokens to buy things. What can you buy in the shop? Hinata. Who doesn't have Hinata at 5 stars at this point on veteran servers? Everyone. Who's using Kakuzu on veteran servers? Nobody. Who is using sorcery? Nobody. Sorcery's prompt is based on a puppet. Let me take that back. It's not a prompt. Sorcery's mystery is based on his puppet, and it's not a prompt. It's terrible. I know it hits 9 people, but it's terrible. Low-level refinement runes? How many people on veteran servers are still using low-level refinement runes? The shop is in shambles. For whatever reason, they did not want to keep the shop at the same pace, because keep in mind, they rushed us through the content. They did, not us. We didn't do anything. We just sat back and played the game. So we've been sped through this game based off of what the management thought we should. And I'm not hating on that. I love the fact that we're at 2.0. I love the fact that we have group summons. I'm not saying anything bad about the speed of which we've received content. What I'm saying is, if you're going to rush us through the content, if you're going to rush us through the meta, you have to be willing to keep the shops updated to a point where people care about the things that are in there. Now, why don't they update the shops? Well, I'm glad you asked, random person on the internet. Well, they make new servers every week. So if they put in more current ninjas than Hinata in the shops, well, guess what? Now they can't extort those earlier players for Hinata fragments. They want to maximize the value of those Hinata fragments. I'm picking on her, but you know what I'm saying. They want to maximize the value of those Hinata fragments on those earlier servers. They don't want to give those earlier servers any ninjas outside of that tier of ninja. And when I say that tier, I'm talking about Kakazu tier, Hinata tier, that tier of ninjas. They don't want to give anybody better ninjas on the earlier servers outside of that tier. But I think that's a terrible gamble, because while they try to maximize the value and slow down the progress of all those earlier servers by making the shops as terrible as possible, for whatever reason, half the servers are older. Half the servers are past that meta, maybe even more than half. I might be too conservative, but I'm gonna say at least half the servers are past that stage. So in order to maximize the old, crusty, no longer useful ninjas in the ranked PvP shop, they literally remove a feature for half the servers that are in veteran status. Is it worth it? Is it really worth maximizing those Kakazu fragments on earlier servers to basically screw over all of the veteran servers, an entire feature of the game? Am I wrong? How many people that are on, I don't know how old the servers are, but server 2-ish level servers, how many people really care about ranked PvP right now? How many people are excited when they go from rank 154 to 149? Who's excited? Who cares about those tokens that you have? Does anyone care? Is anyone using them outside of capping over 5 stars so they can go refine the extra fragments? Anyone? Why don't they put ninjas in the shop that would make people happy? I'm not even talking about ninjas that would disrupt the meta. I'm not talking about ninjas that they want to sell. I understand it's a business. If you want to sell higher tier ninjas later on and you don't want to put them in the shop, I'm not saying that you have to do that. But you know what? What I learned when I picked up, I started using Tamari. I'm talking about vanilla Tamari. When I started using vanilla Tamari, I got her up to 4 stars and I realized something. I was having fun in the game again. And the reason why I was having fun is because I had a new ninja to play with. She wasn't super strong, she wasn't super amazing, but she was new, right? She had her own little sound effects and her voice acting, and I was checking out a new ninja and having fun with her. You know what you can do in that shop to make people have fun and care about ranked PvP without disrupting the low-level meta as well as the high-level meta? And before I talk about that, I think... Hold on, I gotta readjust myself in my chair here. The reason why I think it's being mismanaged when it comes to that shop is because they refuse to have 2 different schedules on their rank shop right now. I think if they really cared and they weren't scared of the work and they weren't lazy, they would have a different shop for older servers and a different shop for the newer servers. That would just completely solve everything. But I don't think that they want to manage 2 different shops across their servers. They want to keep it all uniform, which from a logistics standpoint, easier for them, worse for the rest of us. So like I said, it's either lazy because they don't want to manage more than 1 shop. It's incompetent because they don't understand that they've rushed us through the content and these ninjas don't matter anymore and people don't care about ranked PvP. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the person that's in charge just doesn't understand the game. I don't get it. I don't understand. But let me give you some help here. And going back to my Tamari example, my vanilla Tamari example, I was having fun again because I had a new ninja to play with. She wasn't even strong. She's not meta. I was just having fun using her in wanted missions and TI. People were like, "Why are you using Tamari?" It was just fun for me. And I saw the same thing earlier today from Sion. He was just playing around with his Sage Mode Jiraiya, just having fun, just using a different team, just switching it up and having fun. So this is what I say to the management of this company, of this game. In ranked PvP, you can absolutely give people ninjas just for them to have fun and increase the enjoyment of the game without disrupting the meta and without hurting your bottom line, because I understand you can't put Sage Naruto in the ranked PvP shop right now. I get it. I'm not saying that you should, but why can't you put Kid Kakashi in there? Just so people could collect them. How about Kid Obito? How about Tsunade? Why are you saying Tsunade? Well, Tsunade only has one stage that she can sweep for. Would it be cool to help people get her ranked up a little bit faster? How about, the list, how about Shizune, right? Who's gonna open up Seal Scroll or Seal Treasures for Shizune at this point of the game? How about you just throw her in the ranked PvP shop? What's wrong with that? There's so many things that you could put in that ranked PvP shop to make people excited to collect more ninjas, to make people excited for ranked PvP again, and for them to actually care to set up their roster. I don't know, man. And like I said, ranked PvP is not the reason why people are unhappy with the management of this game. I think it's a small bit of the game that is indicative of the more broad picture of why this game is being managed in a terrible way. And I'm gonna make more videos on this. We're just getting started. So we're gonna go through some more of the shops, because I think, like I said, shops are the rewards for things, right? That's the whole reason to play the game, is to earn things and to be excited for things that you're earning and to have goals. There are no goals in the game when the shops have nothing in them. Who even looks at the shop at this point on veteran servers? I understand new servers might be a little bit different, but for veteran servers, who goes into the redemption shop and you're like, ooh, I'm about to buy something? Nobody. Nobody. Right? Back in the day, Toby was in there. Remember that? When Toby was in there and everyone was kind of like, oh man, we got to build up to Toby because he was a great ninja. That might be a bad example because he was overpowered, but you see what I'm saying? People had goals. People would look forward to it. People were excited for it. They were genuinely excited for it. Getting Kabuto up. Remember back in the days when Kabuto was like the man? And using your points to buy his fragments to get him up to 5 stars, that was a mini goal inside the game. And that is a surefire way to lose people in a game that's based off progression, is to take away all of their mini goals. Not everything has to be a big goal, right? Not everything has to be Saratobi and Hanzo and Sage, and not everything has to be a big goal. We can have small goals to just make the game more enjoyable, to make us happier, right? To keep people engaged in the game while we wait for the other big things. So I'm starting to rant a little bit. We're getting off topic. Hopefully this made sense. Hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what I'm thinking. Like I said, I still love the game itself. Not very happy with the management. I've been playing games for a long time, and I know a lot of people have said this, but I have never said this. But I have never played a game where I felt that I could do better than the people behind the game. Like, I never played World of Warcraft and was like, you know what? I could balance Warlock better than Blizzard. I've never said that. I know other people do, and I think they're wrong. And I think they're vastly overestimating their knowledge of the game. But for me, I have never looked at a game and thought that I could do a better job. And I'm not trying to brag on myself at all. That's why I kind of gave you that caveat there, that disclaimer. I've never said this before in any other game. I think I could manage the events and the overall, like, everything outside of the coding of Naruto Online way better than whoever's handling it right now. I almost guarantee it. There's no way I could do it worse. And that's bad. right? You want to think that the company behind the scenes is doing a good job at managing it, better than any random Joe Schmo off the streets. But honestly, I don't think they're doing a good job. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Anyway, guys, my name is FG3000, aka the next Hokage. I'll be back. There's more things to talk about. We got to talk about events. We got to talk about more shop stuff. We got to talk about the forums. There's so much to talk about, guys. And I'll see you in that next video. All right, later.